YouTube back again. Thank you for sticking around. As I always say, man, you know, even if you were here, not here, I'm going to do this. This is a good outlet for me. You know, it's me to get a way to express my passion for this sneaker game. But I'm thankful to be able to share it with you all. Thank you for my subscribers and everyone who likes and comments on my videos. So make sure you do that. Hit that like button, hit that notification bell, subscribe, all that good jazz. Now, as I always say, don't like to waste your time, so let's get right into it. Jordan 3 Fire Red, aka Unite, aka Red Cement. This is a fantastic shoe, man. I'm gonna put this right here in front of the camera so you guys can get a good look at this. This shoe has a little bit of I don't want to call it controversy per se. It's just that this shoe was marred with some confusion and a little bit of hesitation about how to receive this shoe, and I'll tell you why. First and foremost, this is the shoe that is the most resembles the original cut of the Jordan 3 when Jordan first put it on. And so I think I made a point to point out the tongue in one of my other videos about how, I'll just pull it out now. I'll just grab the Tinker 3s here. So if you look on the tongue, that only thing you see here is the leather part of the top of the tongue. Whereas on the newer releases, you can actually see the back part of the tongue protruding from the front. In addition to that, the lower cut of the elephant print on the shoes, more on the Fire Red here, more closely resemble the cut of the elephant print that was on the actual black cement that debuted when Jordan first wore it. And so this shoe, that's why I think is really dope, because it pays homage and really goes back to the roots of how the shoe came out when Jordan wore it. What I would really love to do is purchase a second pair and maybe do a custom and paint it black so that it would be a true to life OG cut of the black cement 3, which I think would be an absolutely amazing thing. It's probably super easy to do. It's just a matter of switching up the black paint onto the red and changing the color of the eyelets from the black to red. Now, typically, even the one that's the Grail black cement and conversely the white cement, or free throw line 3s, which are highly sought after and much more coveted, they don't contain a cut of the shoe like this one does. So, and that's particularly why I think this is such an amazing shoe. Now, if you had to put together a roster of Jordan 3s, I would put together the white cement, the black cement, and the AKA red cement. And I think that'll give you the perfect trifecta of your Jordan 3 silhouettes. Especially this one, again, mentioning the OG cut of the shoe. When I talk about the OG originals, I always mention that back tab. And this one does have the Nike Air on it, which, you know, is a great selling point to make this shoe even more legit. So when I say that the shoe had a little bit of controversy surrounding it, first and foremost, I got this shoe on a shock drop in January. This shoe was set to debut and did come out on All-Star Weekend. And one of the things that I was so excited about was because I never hit on shock drops. So when I got this, I just had an idea, well, I had this notion that this shoe would be incredibly sought after and that it would be very tough to get, especially coming out in Chicago on All-Star Weekend. So once I had my pair secured, typically I wait a little while before I put them on. This thing went straight to feet. The day it came in, I paid for 2-day shipping. I went out, you know, as soon as I got this shoe, I went straight downtown. And so come February, I was secure that I wouldn't have to double up on this. I wouldn't have to, you know, get up on Saturday morning and try to fight with the bots and fight with the resellers and fight with every man to try to get this shoe. My pair was secured. Little did we know that what Nike was actually doing was cooking up a little bit more of what we thought was going to be an exclusive pair. And that exclusive pair, instead of having Nike Air on the back, had the letters CHI for Chicago. So what ended up happening was nearly the same shoe came out with 2 different heel tabs, as well as I believe there's something on the inside that says Shy Air instead of Nike Air. Now that colorway, I believe, is University Red, whereas this one is Fire Red. But it's hard to tell. You'd be hard pressed, even under a light like this, to tell the difference between that shoe and this particular one. And so what ended up happening was this one was made in, I couldn't tell you how many pairs, but this one was made in super bulk, and it was thought that the Shy pair was going to be extremely limited. So this shoe came out, you know, I thought it was just super dope. And then once Nike revealed that other Shy Air, the value of the shoe dipped tremendously. Now, typically, I don't care about resale value. I'm not a reseller. I don't plan to do anything as far as reselling my shoes. But it made me realize that patience is a virtue. So because of that revelation, the shoe price dropped. So did anticipation of the shoe. And it ended up sitting because people thought that the Shy Air version was the one to have. That shoe came out only physically in Chicago during All-Star Weekend. And so this shoe became instantly devalued because no one was sure how many pairs were going to be made of this one. No one was sure how many pairs was going to be made of the Nike Shy Air. Now, again, I have no buyer's remorse. I still think this is a phenomenal shoe. I think it was widely slept on. And I don't think, besides the Shy Air versus Nike Air, there was reason enough to choose that one over this one. The exclusivity of that shoe is actually blown out of proportion because sometime later, the Shy Air did in fact release on the SNKRS app, making it accessible to people outside of the city of Chicago or whoever was in Chicago during All-Star Weekend. So if nothing else, this was a lesson in patience and just trying to figure out how to watch the market. This shows you how finicky and fickle the sneakerheads community can be. The same energy should have been kept on this shoe the entire time, regardless of what was ever on the back tab. And so to that end, I just ended up paying, at this point, $60 more than what the shoe is currently found for. So to go over this particular shoe, it's got the classic elephant print, as I mentioned earlier. It's got this I believe it's this tumbled leather that feels pretty smooth. It's not that, you know, soft, but it's got a good quality to it, and a real smooth leather outlining the midsole. Got these black eyelets, gray tongue with a red Jumpman. Now, unlike the Tinker Gold 3, this one only has a Nike Air inside. It does not have a silhouette, which is to be expected. The Tinker Black Gold 3 was a special edition, as opposed to this one, which just pays homage to the Jordan 3. And now, with this colorway, this being this fire red, I would say this rounds out a triumvirate, a holy grail of 3 shoes that would have in the Jordan 3 color. They're well under $200 for the StockX prices, and consequently, the Shy Air version, I believe, is under $200 as well. So that didn't even hold its value as much as I thought they would. Nike has been sitting on this shoe, I guess, in warehouses and slowly leaking them out and releasing them as time has gone on. I think it's fantastic. I think it's fantastic, especially anything with that Nike Air on it. You know it's got to be good, man. And you know, this is no exception. Like I said, what I always love about Jordan Brand is they continually do things just to spice up the release just a little bit. Now that is no exception on this particular colorway. And they laced us with 2 extra lace swap options. And that is phenomenal. I probably won't ever use them, but I'm glad they gave them so that way I can have something else to slide in another pair when that eventually comes. But they did give us this white and this fire red / university red shoe. Lace options. Now, as I mentioned, that particular Shy Air supposedly has a different colorway, but it's nearly, you know, imperceptible to the eye, man. You have to really look at it closely and study it to be able to determine the difference. I can't understand the mania behind that particular shoe, and apparently the market doesn't either, as evidenced by the lack of price on it. But this particular shoe, there's no hang tag with it, which it wasn't necessary. I don't have the box with me here. I told you once, you know, the shoe comes out of the box and goes into its little garage here, the boxes are stored, you know, in the garage. But this one did come with an all red Jordan 3 box, and the paper on the inside says Unite. Now, Unite, I'm not quite sure what the campaign or the slogan was there for. I'm sure it has something to do with Chicago in some fashion. I'm not sure if the Bulls still even play at the United Center. That was a thing, I believe, but I'm not a Bulls fan, and I don't keep up with the team to know exactly where they play anymore. But this was the Jordan 3 Unite, and this is what you have here. On a scale of 1 to 10, if I'm being honest, this has got to be a solid 8.5 shoe. 8 to 8.5. 8 to 8.5. I think it's a great shoe. I just don't understand why it was so slept on, considering it's just an alternate to the the white cement and the black cement. I think it's a perfect fit to, like I said, create this holy trinity of cement style shoes, especially being so true to the OG cut. Slept on, man. Is it a must cop? I think it is. Absolutely. Again, especially for these prices that you can find them out now for retail and for resale, this is a must cop to me. This is something that you can add and it will jazz up your outfit, and it definitely stand out on feet, and it's not too hard to match with things, Slipped on shoe, must cop, I think, my opinion. People are gonna have different ones, but man, this is a must cop in my opinion. Nike Air on the booty, black laces. This is the Jordan 3 Unite, aka Red Cement. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Hit me on Instagram, J_shoe_fanatic. Check out the on feet. I'll take these out, beat them up. Thank you guys for sticking with me. Take it easy.